It's not built yet, but it's been planted and has sprouted. Now we need some people to come. If you don't have time to do much of anything, that's fine. You can still make a valuable contribution. Register and delegate to someone that you know and trust. While we certainly encourage everyone to get on board, our focus will be on Bridgeland. I joined the Constituency Association Board for the UCP, and I'm hoping that this will help establish a useful bucket. Jason Kenney has monthly meetings with the CA presidents, so as more people come forward and we start communicating clearly what our consensus is, the chain of communication will be short. About a year ago, I met with my MLA Kathleen Ganley to test my theory that people are not as polarized as it seems. Our half-hour meeting extended to an hour and a half, and we agreed on everything. She even agreed that raising the minimum wage was inflationary, which I brought up early to give my theory a tough test. I've also met with Jeremy Nixon. He seems like a reasonable person too. While reading people passionately advocate for proportional representation for the past year, I kept thinking that we need a way for the two main parties to get along. Just one of the main parties working well with one or more of the smaller parties is not going to change things much. It came to my mind recently that if the size of the constituencies were doubled and 2 representatives were elected for each, then the 2 frontrunners would not have to fight with one another. Once elected, since they are both representing the same group of people and legislation applies to the entire group, they would be obligated to agree with one another on every piece of legislation. If they can't agree, then they would be obligated to more fully consult with the people in their constituency, and then jointly advocate and vote according to the directives from the people. They would also be obligated to provide information that was clear and accurate. Imagine that, an NDP and a UCP both endorsing an agreed statement of facts. I've invited Kathleen and Jeremy to start doing this now and demonstrate that it can be done. Of course, neither of them replied to that email yet. So if a few more people join me, we can apply some pressure. I have offered to start a CA for the Wild Rose Independence Party of Alberta and also for the Alberta Party. We will use whatever buckets don't have holes. Federally, I volunteered to be a delegate at the Conservative Party of Canada's Policy Convention in March, and I have offered to start a CA for the Maverick Party. At a local level, for Calgary, I invited Juan Carlo Carrat to commit to a representative's pledge, but he didn't respond. I also invited Ward 9 candidate William Wise to make a commitment, but he didn't respond either. If people come, people like yourself that have listened and watched all the way through to this point, if you come and no one else steps forward to run as part of the bucket for Ward 9, then I will run, but only for one term, to prove that this can be done, and I will donate my salary to charity so that my commitment, determination, and resolve are abundantly clear.